These aren't super tricky, but we'll do them anyway. Like, again, they just look weird. So I'm doing the ones that I had up on the board. Oh, actually, shoot, I should have taken that down. You guys don't have that. Yeah, I forgot you guys didn't have this, but here, we can do these now. If you're working on the other worksheets, which is what you should have been doing. All right, so all you're doing, I'm not spending a bunch of time on these. All you're doing on these is just that same thing. Something raised to what power equals that number. And then you just got to figure it out. The best way, I think, to do that is the change of base thing. 64 raised to some power equals 4. So, oh, and then, yeah, that's right. So that's a 1, right? What is 64? How can I change that to a base of 4? For the third, right? So 4 to the third equals, oops, hold that thought. Need more room. So 4 to the third. Don't forget the x is still out there. Some of you forgot that on the quiz. Once you changed it, you forgot that there was still an exponent on the outside. So 4 to the first is over there. What's the rule for what I do with the 3 and the x? Well, what's the math? So 3, well, the 4 doesn't cancel out. Let's not cancel it. It's still there. So 4 to the 3x equals, for the first, it doesn't cancel out, but when we have the same base, if that's going to be the same number on the left and the right, like the total value, and I have the same base, then 3x has got to equal 1. Again, the 4 doesn't go away, it doesn't cancel out. But my equation I can use just basically boils down to that. So what is the answer? Like, what would my answer have been? Like, what is this? So now I'm simplifying this because that would basically be x over on the right. 1/3. Yeah, x would be 1/3. I mean, if you divide by 3, divide by 3, x is 1/3. You really normally wouldn't write x equals 1/3. You would just write 1/3. That's it. The log base 64 of 4 is 1/3. Um, I'm not going to do any of those other ones. You can try. You have the answers, so you'll know if you're getting wrong or not. Let's skip down to these. These aren't nearly as bad as they look. So it looks really weird, right? We got a log as the exponent. That's all right, because all we're going to do is we're just going to figure this out first. What's that? Is, right? That's just 2. 12 to the squared to the second equals 144, right? So this is saying 12 to what power is 144? Well, then the answer is 2. So really that problem is just 12 to the second power, which is what? So I want you to now over, ooh, what is that? Oh, that's an x. Um, let's do this one. Oh, we can't do that one. Shoot. So they didn't give you as many of these as I would have liked them to have given you. Well, so what did you notice that just happened in that problem? What happened? Well, what happened between the 12 and the log 12? What happened? So this was my answer, right? Hold on. I'm gonna get rid of, I mean, I think you have the answer on the pages anyway. The answer was this, we said, right? 144. What happened? We have 12 raised to the log base 12 over there. Not necessarily squaring the 12 because it could be a different exponent, different power. So what happened to those 12, really?
Multiply them.
No, we don't just multiply them. No, that just isn't coincidence. Because that only worked when you're squaring. If it wasn't squaring, you were doing it. Here, I'll give you another problem. So maybe you'll see when I do this other problem. Let's do it in red. If I would have given you this problem, here, I don't have a calculator, so let's do this. Oop. What would that be? When you are your base, because your base is the same, right? My base is the same as my base.
So the base
And again,
is a baby number. Yeah.
there is a way to prove that. I'll look it up. I looked it up. Technically, we have to, which we have learned these things because we've actually already done logs. So we have already learned these things, so we could try to prove it out. But for now, if you have a base and you raise that to the log with the same base, that's just your answer. So when we're doing these down here, that we can't do that one. So what are those answers that I just did the boxes on? Oh, did not mean to do that. Yeah, it's just those numbers, right? So 17 would be that answer, and then 72 would be that answer. What was this one? 3. What's the rule with this? Because we haven't done one like that. So it's 3 squared. Well, I have to look at that one. How you take into account a square and then you're raising that to the same base. Clearly, the rule still comes into play. I mean, my guess is it's 40. I'm just going to guess. I'm going to say if this is squared, the logs are going to go away, but I can't ignore the fact that I have a square here since it's an exponent. I would say maybe I'm going to multiply it times the 20. So I'll have to look that one up and see what that rule is. This is more like what we get into in the next chapter, so I'm not super worried about it right now. We're just going to focus on what we've already done. And then when we get into the next chapter, we'll deal with those kind of problems. But now I'm just kind of curious as to what that is. For now, you just need to know these. If you have the same exact base, same exact base, same exact base, the answer is just whatever, I guess we're calling it the power, whatever the power is in the exponent part. That's more like that's why I didn't give you the sheet. Well, it's not real read. That's more like what we're going to learn in the next chapter. Once we finish all the worksheets, we'll get it effective. But I just felt like we needed a lot more practice problems than we had in the book. And the answers is also, I want you to have the answers so you can kind of work on it. I'll look it up and I'm curious. My guess, if I just guess, would be 40. Actually, it makes copies of that. Here. 34, we saying? Oh, I'm way wrong. Wow. Not even close. Well, it actually becomes an exponent. So 20 squared is the answer. So it's not that we multiply 20 times 2, we actually square this. So again, we'll get into that rule when we do the next chapter. Yeah, I don't intuitively I can't use anything we've already learned to teach you that. So we'll just have to wait till we get into the next chapters. Oh, wait, here we go. I got it. I got you. I got you. All right. If you really care, I know you really care. I can tell you're on the edge of your seat. What is 3 squared? No. What does it mean?
Oh,
3 times 3.
All right, so so again, this is what I mean. Like, don't give up on stuff. 3 times 3, right? I hope this works. I don't know. I haven't done it yet. So that's what that means, right?
Yeah.
What's just a generic property of exponents, not a log property of exponents. Like, what's an exponent? So what was our rule if we have a 1 and a 1 and we're multiplying those and we have an exponent on the outside? Don't add them. That was if we were so we could add these. Like we're multiplying, we could say that plus that is 2, but if it's a power to a power, what was the rule? It was when we did this. We've already done it once today. 3 squared. What if it would have just been that? What do we do? Yeah, we multiply, right? If we have an exponent on the outside, we multiply. What's anything times 1? No. It's self, right? So and again, I don't know that this is going to work. If I multiply the log base 3 of 20 times 1, what do I get? Yeah, log base 3 of 20, right? So do I have 3 raised to the log base 3 of 20 times 3 raised to the log base 3 of 20, right? All I did is I just said this times this times this. Well, now with our rule, what can we say? We just learned in these problems. Same base. So what's the answer? Well, just what's this one answer? 20, right? We said these cancel out, basically. Probably not right terminology. So that's 20. I still have times. What's that? What's that? Oh, wait a second. Which is?
oh,
400. That's how they get to 400. So
Like 3.
I know, right? So yeah, I know she did multiplication in her brain with 2 zeros in it.
Yeah.
So that's the logic behind that. Again, I think there is like a rule that you can just memorize to help you when you raise something to a power that has the power and the log in it. And you have then the exponent here. But ultimately, that's a more intuitive way to me. At least that makes sense to me, and I don't have to memorize it. You do need to know that rule though. When you have the same base, they just cancel out, and it's just equal to whatever the big number is, the power number. Does anybody have one they're working on that I can do?
oh yeah, number 6.
Yeah, I did want to do that. Well, I kind of did that. Wait, which one are you talking about? Which number 6?
The one.
2 log 7
Yeah.
negative 2r.
Yeah.
So we did one similar to that. I will do it because it doesn't always jump out how you're going to do some of these. That's why you need a lot more practice with logs than we did. Can you read that one out real quick, Clark?
Yeah. 2 logs, base of 7. Power to negative 2r. So I mean, it's negative.
So yeah, I know what you're saying. I got you. Equal 0.
Yes.
All right. So again, here's the key. This is you get nothing else out of this. Get this today, right? When you are taking the log base, whatever of something, of some power, Yeah, I can do this. This will be fun. You have to treat this whole thing like it is one number. Like it is the variable. Now within there may be another variable. That's fine. But you have to think this is the unknown. We don't know what that is. I want to get it by itself. So again, what's our first step to getting it by itself? That's where we divide by 2. So if you're multiplying something times the log, unless there's a log on the other side of the equal sign or something, you're going to need to divide to get rid of that. So I divide by 2, cancel that out. If I divide by 2 there, I just still have 0. So now I'm down to this. Now you still solve. So now it goes back to that little circular thing that we did. This raised to that power equals that. Now you have an equation and you can solve. And then you have the answers. You know if you don't get it right. If you have another one, I'd like to do a few more that you guys try. But I gave you plenty of practice. So again, number 7 is kind of similar. It's just that negative 10 in the front, you'd have to get rid of that. And we're not multiplying, so you just have to do the math. 11, number 11 just goes back to what we started with. Only now you're going to have you have to factor to find that out, which I'm not factoring, trying to find something different. Dense matrix. So we'll get to that. That has to do with the properties that we learned. We'll get to that next class. So something from, let's see, which works. Because remember, you're gonna. If I didn't mention it, you're gonna have an exit ticket on Thursday. You know, oh, if you can't tell, it'll be on logs. You know. What? Let's see. Let's go to the other one. So a lot of the ones are kind of similar on the other one, it looks like, where you got to kind of get rid of a term first. Look at the sheet that says solving logarithms equations worksheet. The first problem is 9 log 9v equals 0. So if you look down, a lot of these are really pretty basic. Like no, look at number 15. So all the way down at number 15 or 16. You're just saying that thing in parentheses, they have to be equal on both sides. Like if I have the same base on the left as I do on the right, well then -3, I'm doing number 15. -3x subtract 1 has to equal -4x subtract 4. That's the only way you're going to get the same number. Whatever's in parentheses has to be the same number on the left and on the right. There's several problems just like that. Think about this one. It says
Solving.
9 log 9v equals 0 is number 1.
That was the first.
Oh, yeah.
No?
Yeah, it says solving logarithms equations worksheet.
Should go. Back. Oh, wow. Cracked it right.
Yes.
You're like super good.
I'm actually not really good.
That's great.
I would say I'm really good at algebra. Well, actually, I don't even know about that. I've not really taught the second half of algebra a lot. I'm good at figuring things out. That's not problems. Like Mr. Fisher's really good. Miss Pinsker is really good. Miss Bangler is actually really good.
You're just good for the
Very good. Oh my God. Problem solving.
Oh, why don't you teach critical thinking?
I did, you want me to brag, I did get a perfect score on my math. I guess you'd say I'm not bad. I did not get a perfect score. It's weird, didn't get a perfect score on my SAT, I got a perfect score, so I think the ACT must have been lower. More easier to figure out when the kids always have. Yeah, I think that has always actually been the case, at least for the math. I definitely took some stats in college. I don't know if they're called Robin stats, I just call it statistics, college statistics, whatever it's called. I like statistics. I don't remember a whole lot of time. I thought statistics was fun. What's that? Recommendation for what?
This bit is nice.
The Thursday.
And you would just take a picture. You see, that's the idea. Take a picture, just like be ready, like work with this. Guys,
And you're not learning. You're just repeating exactly what you did. You're not, that's not, talking about critical, that is not critical thinking. That's memorization and then plugging numbers. I don't, that's what it is. I don't believe it. I believe you need to learn. Now, I will say it's less important in this class than in EOC. Because in an EOC class, I have no idea how they're going to ask the problem. So if I just teach you to do something one single way, and then now all the problems are done differently, you're lost. And if I can teach you how to figure stuff out and how to learn and how to solve on your own by using concepts, now no matter what problem they give you, hopefully you can figure it out. Okay. Doesn't matter as much for this class. I mean, dude, I take the problem straight from the book. They're not thinking. Doesn't mean they're not still hard, because this is a hard class. But I don't create the problems. I go to a worksheet, and I pull problems off of a worksheet. I go, now maybe it's a different worksheet, but I mean, all of these have the same kind of problem. I don't create new problems. It's like, how can I figure out how to figure a problem? It's like I pull problems straight from the book, sometimes the exact same number. Or should I connect? Now, remembering it is not always easy, because somebody said it's hard. But it's not going to be the exact same problem that you see again on the test, like sense. You need to know how to be all of it. Or at least the one that's it. I wish I had a whole bunch of worksheets. None of them were perfect. Like, well, the problem is some of the works, I mean, again, this is a college algebra class. A lot of these get really complex. When we get into what we review on Thursday, we'll do this. This one's not bad. Where it does the properties, like we did the product property, like quotient property, power property. That will be good. Wait, where's the? Oh, here to chat. So yeah, that stuff will be tomorrow. And then I may print some other ones up also for, I didn't have enough money in my account to make 2 bigger packets, so I asked her to put some more money in my account, so now I'll be able to put some stuff up for my keeping. They didn't used to. That's relatively new. I mean, probably just keep people from not thinking about it at all. Not sure if people just waited for this. Well, where am I just saying? I know, right? That's
You know, when those lights were turning off that one day, I thought we were just out there. I thought we were just out there. We didn't pay the light.
I thought it was over. Honestly.
You know, it was doomsday.
I thought it was the end.
The school has a squirrel problem. That's why that was.
squirrel problem.
Yeah. No, you're right. No, because at the mobile home park right there, there's trees next to the power lines, and the squirrels like to chew and stuff.
I would say though, for a squirrel to chew and cause that kind of disruption,
They
That's
said
more
they said it's
than
happening
1
more.
Yeah, but that's more than one line. I feel like the whole school could go out of town. I mean, I would hope they have some duplicate systems.
It wasn't really the whole combination of having that.
First period, I was chilling. Like,
Because some classes were shut off and some weren't.
I did.
I did was one half.
We didn't go out in this week.
Yeah, no, I did it was this half.
Yeah.
Good. The other half wasn't.
Yeah, we only went out third period, which I don't have any kids. I'm on planning, so it wasn't. I don't know what the reason.
I literally don't know.
But yeah, no, I don't know what you think. I'm just saying, like, I had a teacher tell me that they've done squirrel fun.
I mean, squirrels will definitely chew through anything because that's how they keep their teeth sharp is to chew stuff. That's why you always see squirrels chewing.
Like,
But yeah, but if they're in attics or anything, they will chew through rubber and cable and all kinds. Probably not metal so much, but certainly anything made out of rubber or rope or any of that kind of stuff is apparently good for them to chew on.
Is it them or beavers that's like?
I think it's all any rodent. That's why they chew. If they don't, their teeth get too long and brittle. So that's why they chew to keep them filed down, I guess, and stronger and sharper.
That's great.
The stronger they get, the harder it's going to be to file down. So
Yeah, I'm sure, over millions of years, well, maybe not millions. Over hundreds or thousands of years, I'm sure they got to figure out when they need to chew and when they don't need to chew. But yeah, rats, same thing. They have to chew stuff if they get in your attic. Actually, I've had rats in there.
Rat.
Squirrels, mice, rats. I give everybody else an exit ticket. I got Andy.
I spent 2 to 3 years. Oh, it's so long. No,
If you're looking for it, if I didn't know.
I grab it.
Is it in there still?
Yeah.
Or not too sure. I have literally not touched it since the first day you discovered it. So
Yeah,
I didn't.
guys are.
Like I said, it's too small to really.
It'd be like 5 degrees higher, and you're like,
If I'm using something that will work in that small amount of papers, then I just grab a big paper clip. I graded a bunch of stuff. And
I put the same score.
oh, you want to see it?
Yeah. Those are racers would be actually.
No, those are cool labs.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know why they work that long. Yeah. No, you can take it as long as it's yeah. Yeah, lunch is always me. What? This is geometry. It'll be different. Yeah, it'll be different because we're going to learn a little bit of new stuff. But I am going to have definitely some repeats because it was not pretty.
They're the ones that said stuff.
What did you do?
Oh,
you didn't do the third. That was one thing. You forgot the third power, right? So there should be 3. You solved. It's all beautiful work. Great handwriting. Fantastic. Just got it. And I gave you in the beginning. So and you also made a mistake there. I'm guessing it's probably somewhere in the subtract. Yeah. So when you subtract a negative, that will be positive. So it'll be negative. So 36. Right. So you wrote inside the parentheses perfect, but we're subtracting all of that. So, again, that's like an
I have a 78, and then you're about to put in as like by myself.
yeah. I mean that's like a 79. Actually, I think you passed that. One of these has. The one we just took, especially we thought you didn't know. You did Your nothing is about what everybody else was able to do. Because the direct, I mean, you understood the direct.
Will it drop me if I
Say what you got.
on my test?
Yeah, they're great.
Is it letting me hear off math? I kind of forgot how to do the division, so I'll watch a video.
Yeah, that's.
I just wanted to
Just lost that.
Yeah, I just don't want to.
You want to
Or are you gonna do
We
that?
don't want any. Oh, really? You apparently either you were not allowed to come back early.
No, because Miss Berdinsky said she wasn't gonna be home. It's Thursday that she's back because she wants to be a bitch and lie.
Huh.
No,
Oh.
Thursday's the next time I have this. She's not here for the rest of the week. But she wanted to be a bitch and say it was gonna be all week.
Mr. Gill.
Wonderful. Oh, here it is.
I have to be here until 5, and I'm literally gonna start.
What?
I'm gonna blow my eyes out. It's not.
That's a long time.
I'm gonna
Hey, I'll be back. Bye, my puppy. I'm bringing my puppy back to school.
Wait, you're bringing your dog?
I bring him for practice pretty much every day. As long as it's not too hot. Like football. You don't play flag football. Have you ever?
I used to play soccer.
I think you mentioned that you played something.
I did soccer, and then when I was younger, I did cheerleading when I was like 5. I did cheerleading.
Yeah, I guess they always have cheerleaders.
Oh, yeah. Look, I had to buy
That's you,
this.
Cal.
I had to buy this. Yes, it was fun.
You said, well, actually, I don't even think you said it, but she said something was going on. I knew you left earlier. Yeah, it wasn't that great. You did pass the direct variation part. And you got some log.
This is things.
You had this one right too, if we would have just finished it. What
Finish
does that mean?
I didn't know that. I wasn't here when you this stuff.
Now what does it
do to
mean?
me. Well, now I know. It means that it's 64 to 4 to the X power.
So what would X be? For the what time? For what?
I think it's okay.
So yeah.
But I didn't. I was absent when you taught that. So I didn't know the basics.
I still feel like that phone's getting in the way for you a little. No, because I saw you on it today after I told you to put it on.
Yeah, I was texting.
I know. Don't change the subject. Don't change the
I'm going
subject.
back to
Don't
the
try to
subject.
don't try to get a pity.
I'm going.
Oh,
I was already
no.
talking about this. I was talking. About
You're the one that wanted to see your grade.
I know, but you said it was good and it's not good.
No, it's not. I did think you actually did better than last two.
No, I don't. I'm not that bad.
I do too.
Well, you got that one right. You got that one right.
Guess I got
You
two
would have
right.
had that one right if you just thought about. I mean, you know what a log means. You wouldn't have got.
I didn't know what a log meant. That's the first time I ever done logs in my life. Kathleen, you're like.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. I told you we didn't have a teacher last year.
Yeah, me and Chris had the same.
We do logs in
Did we do logs ever?
No,
Never.
I've never.
I'm pretty sure you do logs in algebra.
No.
No, I've never heard that. So when I was absent that one day you started and I came back, I was like, what the
Exactly.
fuck
That's
is
what
wrong?
I'm saying. He literally said today, if you
That's
don't
cap.
know this, then you will,
That's
you
cap.
will fail everything. And it's the one thing I didn't
That's
know.
cap.
Was like the basics of
That's cap. Well, you are like 50 involved.
53, actually.
He's got this.
Okay,
I bought these socks. It's for the splits because this foot has burns. Why? Because of the carpet. The carpet on my floor. It's rolling around and he's scraping his feet and he doesn't.
Guess who's paying for everything because I'm the only one with stable.
My
So that's your sugar mom.
my other rabbit, he has a ton
That's the
of
only reason we hang out with her.
he has a ton of fur on his feet to protect his feet. But my
have a job.
my other I have a job, but I spent all my money on my rabbits.
And I work more hours a week than she does.
Yeah, she
Where
was.
do you work?
I literally she was at Culver's. I
I
literally
at Culver's the other day.
whoa.
You're
I
having a
literally
good job.
can't.
I'm trying to.
Like if I have to go in for one shift, I'll cry.
Trust me, I'll never do.
If I have to go in for one shift for work, I start crying.
Oh.
So you don't.
And my job isn't even bad. Like I
My
like
work
my
is
job.
easy.
I just don't like working. Very American cookies.
Yeah.
Like, I say literally all I do is decorate cakes all day. Like, I really like have no.
Something you said something you didn't like about your job. That's
She's such a.
You work there?
No,
No, everybody just knows she's a bitch.
she gets paid more than me, and I get so much more than her.
Oh yeah,
I get paid more than her too, and I do nothing.
I just complain. That's my job.
Okay.
I think a lot of fast food.
I worked at McDonald's.
I'm getting a promotion.
I worked at McDonald's for.
I'm a crew member. I'm going up to trainer. Before me? Yeah. And I'm getting paid 13.
McDonald's didn't promote you.
No, I work at Culver's. I just said that.
Why is she saying before me?
Because she's been working way longer than her.
Yeah, and
What
I
is
do
the point of
so
employment?
much
Doesn't matter
more.
where you.
I do so much more.
McDonald's, they don't pay you extra for training people. They
I
just
said
say,
I work the same amount as a manager, more than a manager.
That's a lot of hours.
I had to quit McDonald's. There's too many predators there.
And so they said the most we can do for you is raise you to trainer. So 13 to 14 an hour.
I worked at the movie theater.
Does that mean you'll work more hours?
I already work the amount of hours. They said 20 is a minimum. I work at least 25 to 30.
That's good.
So I get paid $12.25. And
I work 17 hours a week.
they guilt tripped me because they were like,
If that.
55.
I call off half the time.
okay, buddy.
You're working full time on home. I work 3 days a week.
My boss literally guilt tripped me.
Wait, I
He
said
said,
overtime.
you actually make more than half
You
of your
don't get
coworkers.
overtime, that's
I get
illegal.
paid 25 above the
Certain
minimum wage.
Seriously?
I need
I
25
thought
cents.
you always have to get overtime.
There's certain exemptions where, like if you work in a company and you're the administrative person and the CEO, not get it. And I don't know. That used to be my job. Labor law and HR rules and laws and policy. I used to know all of that stuff. I don't remember a lot of it, but I know that there are certain jobs that are exempt from overtime. And one of them is teachers, although, again, it's not like I'm like clocking in or out getting overtime hours anyway, so it's not like I can even show the hours I'm working. I'm doing it away from my job, so it would be hard to even make a case that I'm working on. They just say, well, if you're not able to get all your stuff done at school, that's your own fault.
I didn't write that. I wrote the big thing, the other things.
You just drew that.
What?
You just drew that picture of him.
No, I didn't write about pictures.
No. Don't ask me. I haven't refilled it.
Okay, how about you? Do you think I should pay for their food and stuff? I think I should let them starve.
You should buy
Yeah,
something.
and then they're gonna be like, buy some. That's kind of the way I feel about you kids sometimes.
Okay, I'm gonna sleep in class tomorrow. So then.
No. No. All right, see you guys. Did that. Uh, huh. Dun, 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 dun. That. Ugh. Ugh. Oh, how do you prove that?
Ah.
Oh, dude.